All right, man. I promise you, bro. YouTube be on some nonsense, bro. But anyway, shout out to my mishap. You know what I mean? But we in the building with a pop the balloon to find love video. I had to get situated real quick.
I'm your host, Janae Devine, and today I am joined by a group of.
I feel like I seen this content. Whoa. Okay, I feel like why is it that loud? Why is it that loud? Okay. Maybe my mic needs to come down just a hair, but I feel like I've seen this content creator before. I'm just not sure, but anyhow, we getting ready to get this pot of balloon and find love going. Yeah, it's just loud. My mic sounds loud when it's on the selfie version, but I don't know if it's gonna be that loud when I go to the audio of the video, but let me play the
lovely
video.
ladies who are here to possibly find their forever match. Hello, ladies, and welcome. So, what are we?
All right. Anyway, we back in the building. We had some technical issues with the stream. That's why I had to shut it down and bring it right back up. But
We're going
we
to bring
right
the fellas
back
out
at
one
it
by one.
like a crack addict. You know what I mean? And shout out to everybody who's gonna watch this video. You know what I mean? And shout out to my nigga Scotty, man. My first ever supporter, man. It's his birthday today. You know what I mean?
You ugly mother.
Y'all put W Scotty down in that chat, man. But anyway,
However, do not pop your balloons. We're going to ask them a few questions, let them speak their piece first, and then I'll give you guys okay to pop. Is that okay? All right. So with that being said, let's bring out our first guy. Hi, welcome.
You ugly motherfucker.
So tell the ladies your name, age, and where you're from.
My name is Darren Davis. I'm 36 years old. Born in Fort Worth, Louisiana, raised in Shreveport, Louisiana. Born in Fort Worth, Texas, raised in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a medical courier, deliver surgical equipment all over North Texas.
Nice. And do you have any children?
I have one. I'm a proud father of a beautiful baby boy named Kai. He was born May 29, 7:36 p.m.
Okay. Nice.
May 29th. So you just had a baby? Or like your baby's not even one yet? Okay. I mean, if my math is right, that's just what I believe he said. So we just gonna go with that.
So do you mind letting the ladies know some of your deal breakers?
A disrespectful woman, a woman that's not patient. A reputable, responsible woman, and a woman that's not family oriented.
Okay. And what are some things that you like to do in your free time?
I'm a nerd, to be honest with you. I mean, I love to read, really, especially if it's raining. Other than that, I'm attracted to science, math, technology, construction. I'm big on building.
Nice.
So,
Okay. Well, thank you. So with that being said, I'll give you ladies the okay for if for whatever reason he may not be your type, go ahead and pop. Okay. So just one pop balloon.
all right,
So let's go on over to this beautiful lady and see why she pops.
sure.
Okay. Can you tell us your name and age?
Carla, I am 40. Next week I'll be 41.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And why did you pop your balloon?
It was just
I mean, I can't
for
tell.
the
But
physical.
you know what I mean?
I'm finna go deep inside. Just leave them nuts hanging out.
From what I can tell. But
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till my nigga Scotty get in the
Is
building,
it
man.
too slim?
Yeah, I'm thicker than a snicker. So
Okay.
yeah.
So is she someone you would normally approach?
No, she's not really my type, but you're a very beautiful woman.
Okay. Thank you. So let's go back here and we're going to ask the ladies a question. Any question you might have for them, something you might want to know.
Do you have any kids?
Do you have any kids? Let's start down this way.
Okay.
Do you have any kids and maybe...
Like, do you want more? If you do, if you don't, I'm completely okay with that.
Okay, name, age, and answer to his question.
My name is Shanae. I'm 34. And yes, I do have kids. I have 2.
Okay. Might I ask the age?
11 and 7.
It's not bad. The relationship between you and the father.
We have a good co-parenting relationship.
That's all I asked for.
Okay, let's move on to the next lady. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Really
name, age, and
uneventful,
answer
you know
to
what I
his
mean? Nothing really going on right now.
My name is Caitlin. I'm 35, and I do not have any children. I also don't aspire to have any children.
May I ask why?
Okay, so I'll give you a little.
Not wanting to have kids, I mean, I don't have no type of way I feel about it. That's somebody else's, you know. I'm too busy wiping my own ass to clean up your bullshit. So, and I'm not saying her bullshit, but I'm just saying other people's issues in general. If you don't want kids, don't have kids, you know what I mean? That's better than having kids and not being with the person you had the kids with, but I don't know. I knew, just me personally, I knew I always wanted to have kids, but I wanted to have some boys, but I just never had boys. But yeah, you know, just you never really know. But yeah, you know, if you don't want to have kids, hey, I guess I don't have no issue with it. But if you're gonna make a real like lifelong commitment to not have kids and shit like that, you wanna know, you have to live that out. You know what I mean? Because let's say you don't pass till you're 80. Like that means you gotta live from 40 whatever until you're gone, knowing you didn't have kids. You know. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Brief background. I come from a huge family. I think I have about 4 sisters, 5 brothers. And so I spent a lot of my childhood raising children, and I enjoy the luxury of my free time and flexibility. And I just don't know if that is something I see for myself.
Understandable.
Thank you. Of course. Let's move on to the next lady. Name, age, and answer to his question.
Hello, my name's Ebony. I'm 30 years old. I do have 1 daughter. She's 6 years old. Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You good?
The relationship between you and the father?
We have a great co-parenting relationship.
Okay, cool. Awesome. That's all that matters.
All right. Thank you. Let's move on to the next lady, right?
I'm Shakira, and I'm 40 years old, and I do have 2 children. I have a 20-year-old and an 8-year-old.
All right, cool.
Good.
No problems, sir.
And do you have another question?
Make it a good one, nigga.
We've all been taught how a woman is supposed to be treated. Have you ever been taught how a man's supposed to be treated, and what does that look like for you?
Okay. Settle. All right. Your answer to his question. Do you want you repeat it?
Sure. Would you like me to repeat it?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
So yes, I am raised in a home with both of my parents. So I was able to see how a man is supposed to be treated, and also how a man is supposed to treat his woman. Cater to one another, partnership, loyalty, just being able to work together and communicate. So good communication.
Okay, cool. Awesome. That's a great answer.
All right. Let's move back here. All right. Answer to his question.
Yes, so for me, I
You
would
got
say
in the
my
chat,
representation
nobody
comes
yet?
from my father as well.
It's all
My
good.
parents have been married like 20 plus years, but however, he showed me that, of course, in a marriage or in a relationship, you have to have very, very strong communication skills. You have to make sure that a man feels valued and heard and seen and appreciated, and respect is huge for me, for men as well. So those are core values for
Okay.
taking care of a partner.
Here's my only thing about that. Like, I agree, you know what I mean? People got to have strong communication and core values, but what happens when nobody budges? You know what I mean? And this isn't just on a woman. Like, what happens when a guy doesn't budge? You know what I mean? But again, I never really held the stance that these issues that people have are, or that people say things like that about like men and women in relationships. I never really had the issue or the thought that any of this stuff was fixable, only because nobody's ever truly addressing the one thing that is the defining factor, and it's like, whose standard are we going to go by? You know what I mean? Win, lose, or draw. Is it going to be like how she thinks, or is it going to be how I think? Because if it's how I think, then cool, you know what I mean? But if it's how she thinks, then it just involves me not, like, it involves me kowtowing to somebody else's whims or wants, regardless of if it's something I can do, something I should do, something I want to do, something I need to do, you know, ill regard of if it's what's best for me, if it's what's best for our family. Like, you know, I deal with those shits all the time, but I'm just being open and honest about my situation and shit like that. But you know, I always felt like, whose standard are you gonna go by? Like, because if somebody says something is disrespectful, so let's say my wife says something is disrespectful, but I don't think it's disrespectful. That's, forget everything else after that. Like, if she doesn't change her mind, if I don't change my mind, just on that one instance alone, like if she finds something out of pocket and I find something fine, whose standard do we go by? Do we go by hers or do we go by mine's? If we go by mine's all the time, okay, it's like a clear path. Like, you know, this is the standard we go by. If we go by hers, fine, you know, it's the standard we go by. But I feel like what people really don't say is, if you go just in that one example of like something being disrespectful or out of pocket, if you go by what the woman says is disrespectful or out of pocket, then you realize you can't have an opinion per se. You know what I mean? Then you're just stuck with kowtowing to what somebody wants you to do. And I felt like I did that in my life growing up until, like I said, 2023. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck how people feel. Fuck the people, you know, forget how certain family members feel. Forget what my friends think. Like, I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to go for what I want. I'm going to go for mines. Even if I never get it. But I'm not about to live 30, 40, 50 years honing it in at a random ass job, not putting no skin in the fucking game to get what I want out of life, especially knowing that everybody's getting fired from these goofy ass jobs. So that's how I approach this whole thing, like, between men and women. Like, whose standard we gonna go by? You know? Because my standard is gonna, it may work, it may not work, but I know it has my best intentions at heart. And number two, it keeps in mind everything else. You know, it's easy to Monday morning quarterback a conversation or issue you have with your woman. You know what I mean? We do it all the time when we watch football. It's like, oh, he threw an interception. Well, did you notice how the wide receiver ran the wrong route? Did you notice that the running back blocked on the wrong side, or he didn't pick up the right defender? Did you notice that the center snapped the ball out of the power zone of the quarter? Like, it's so many ways to, like, it's so many things that we're not viewing. We can just say, oh, he threw an interception, but you're not counting for all these other things. So that's why I say, whose standard you gonna go by? In my opinion. Now, I don't proclaim to know everything. I'm just saying, for me, I'm gonna go by my standard when it comes to everything. Because that doesn't mean somebody else is right. That doesn't mean somebody else is wrong. Because other people can be right. But I know that my standard accounts for what's best for me. Not secondary. It primarily says what's best for me. Then we can do all that other stuff about other people. But
Awesome. I love that answer.
On to our next lady. Answer to his question.
Yes, the way a man is supposed to be treated, kind of like what the lady said, good communication skills, as well as, partnership. If a man leads, I'll follow. As long as we're both on the same page, I think that, everything will be good.
Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with having input. I'm very open to, my ears are always open for greatness. I can't become a king without a great queen beside me or behind me.
That sounds good, all fine and dandy, but what happens when she wants to go left and you know you're going to go right? You know it's best for you that you go right, but she's adamant on y'all going left. Then what happens? Do you just kowtow and go left, or are you going to go right? And if you do go right and she has to follow you going right, then how does that affect y'all relationship? Now you can't get no box for 2 weeks because she mad, or now she going to pout, or now she going to be on the phone with her bald-headed ass friends saying some shit about you, or putting y'all business, like to friends and family, because that shit happens too. That defeats relationships too. Like when you want to take, and that's the reason why I would never, I find it's the stupidest thing in the world to do is to go to counseling of any sort. That is the dumbest thing, in my opinion, you can do. Not because it's not good or not beneficial to get a set of eyes. It's because, again, whose standard we going to go by? If you have a problem with something that I believe or I'm going to do, but you want to put a third party in the mix, how are you going to want to put a third party in the mix to convince me to go on your side when you are literally, if we're going to be that Christian route, go that Christian route. You're here to go my route. Like, you're here to follow me. Like, irregard of, see, that's the one issue I have with, like, people saying, like, oh, if a man leads, this, that, and the fourth. Dog, it never said how a man leads. There's a such thing as good leadership and bad leadership. You really technically can't tell what can be good or bad. You just got to judge it on what matters to you. But bad leadership can be bad leadership. That's fine. But you don't know it unless you're following it. You know what I mean? Unless you're following it, then it's bad leadership. Like, but it's still you did your part. It's no different than an assembly line. So that's why I find these conversations online about, oh, like a man leading and all this shit. It's stupid. It's the stupidest shit in the world to me, because it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. If you don't play your part, your not secondary part, if you don't play your part on the assembly line and you don't do your job correctly, it doesn't matter what happens upstream from you. You didn't do your job correctly. You know what I mean? Like, forget whatever happens upstream. You know what I mean? Forget what else happens. You know what I mean? You ain't even do your job correctly. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't like that whole, that Monday, like I just gave the example, Monday morning quarterbacking, where, if a quarterback throws an interception, a lot of people don't see the other things that contributed to that. Like, if the running back didn't pick up the block, or he whiffed the damn block, and the quarterback gets pressured and throws a pick, that looks negative on the quarterback, but the running back can't say a damn thing. He didn't pick up his block. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't complain if you didn't do your part. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. But again, I don't proclaim to know everything. I'm just a nigga on the internet.
I'm not sitting here saying I know. I don't know, but I know you
I'm
don't
just
know
giving my
either, bitch ass
opinion.
nigga.
But that's what makes sense to me.
I like your answer.
Thank you.
All right. Our last lady to answer.
I didn't actually grow up in a household with my father in it, but I guess in like living life through love and relationship, I feel like I've taken time to like seek out what men need. In my opinion, just pouring into them daily, communication is huge, but just checking on their mental health, making sure that they have a soft spot to land always, like at home within me, because the world is crazy already. So I think for men, for me, in my opinion, obviously men are leaders and providers. So I feel like as a woman, as a wife, my goal would just be to provide like a soft space. So of course that looks like a lot of different things, but overall, that's really important in my opinion.
Okay.
That is an awesome answer.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to pop one balloon.
I don't know what my needle is.
Okay. Sorry. Here you go.
Oh,
We're gonna get you one.
Alrighty. Oh, that was a lot quicker than I thought.
Okay, go on over here.
All right.
Okay. So, tell us why you popped your balloon.
I think you're a lovely lady.
Thank you.
You're very beautiful.
Thank you.
The way you're put together and everything, your ensemble, I'm loving it.
Thank you.
But it's just the fact that you're not really open to kids. Now, I want to respect that because I have a child myself.
Yeah.
And I can understand you on that one. And I don't want to ever overstep in my boundaries.
I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, I'll let the ladies ask you
Oh, please.
a question. So we'll start here.
All right.
Yes. Okay. So, any question you would like to ask?
Yes. So what does resolving conflict look like for you? Say, for instance, if you and your partner, y'all was having a disagreement and you knew for a fact that she was wrong, how would you go about just solving that, or even,
Exactly, like the example I was just giving. Like, you want to go right, she wants to go left. How do you resolve it? Let's see what he say. But she gave the caveat that you know she's wrong. Like, you know that you're correct.
reconciling with her?
Well, no decision in this world is that important that we have to make everything and be completely the same. I'm okay with you having your own mind. You was born that way. If it gets too heated, we can both walk away until we both calm down and finish this conversation later, like adults. I don't want to yell at you. I don't want to call you out your name. I don't want to disrespect you in no type of way. So it's all about just being patient and making sure to have an open ear to hear you out.
Okay.
Okay. Satisfied with that? Mm-hmm. All right. Let's move on to the next lady. See what questions we got for you. Okay. Would you happen to have a question for this gentleman?
Yes. How would you say you take lead in your relationships? What does that look like?
I lead by example, not by force and not by word. You can watch me as I go.
Okay.
If you like how the things I'll do, and it'll inspire you to change the ways in which you feel like you need to change to for the better of both of us. And if you don't, I'm willing to listen so I can be able to become a better leader.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
My man swagging
What
through
does
the room.
romance
Ain't
within a
nothing wrong.
relationship look like to you?
I want to be rude to you and then trick you and take you out to a picnic that you didn't know about. I want to surprise you with things that you didn't know I was paying attention to. Like if you smile so hard that you get a wrinkle above your nose. That's the mess around. You smile, you laugh so hard that you maybe, what's that called? When you snort, that type of deal. Bring you your favorite food, bring you your favorite candy, pay attention to what your favorite colors and flowers are. Paying attention to who you are, just not what you say.
Okay. You good? I think. All right.
That sounds good and dandy. I ain't got no issue with it. Like I actually believe everything he said is how shit should go. I just only have the issue with the standard. Like as long as everybody's in agreement that this is like, because I feel like things only fuck up when somebody in any situation like goes against the grain. You know what I mean? Like we all agree like, we're going to do our jobs, and if somebody fails at their job and it causes a catastrophic failure elsewhere, you know what I mean? We're only good as our weakest link. So if it's me and somebody else and then we both agree, hey, we're doing this until we get done, and then somebody else decides, man, I'm tired today, I don't want, that's when things happen. But it is what it is.
Good answer. So, you go ahead and do you have another question you would like to ask?
Questions, I'm a nerd.
Okay, so I'll let you ask one more question, then we'll have to pop.
Okay. I'm very big on the way I parent. Even if I were to connect with one of you, it'll be a while before you meet my child. And I will hope the same. I would like to know, how does communication look between you and your child? Is it soft and subtle? Is it stern and outright? I understand that, every 5 seconds, they're coming up with something,
Yeah, because these kids be coming up left and right with something like, dog, my daughter still like, she be asking me every other day about some damn UGG shoes. She wanted them for Christmas, but like, nigga, you told me about these shoes on December 5th. Like, you could have told me about this shit at any point in time. You know what I mean? I was gonna get you the Nikes, but then you tell me about you want these UGG shoes. So I'm like, all right, where these UGG shoes at? I'm figuring out, all right, they $100 some, whatever. And I'm going around to every store that sell them, all the journey. I done went to like 10, 12 different stores. Nobody has the one she wants in the thing. They all telling me, man, it's the hottest craze out right now. Then she telling me, then I go to certain stores. I'm like, all right, well, can you let me pay for it here? You order it, because y'all got the plug straight from the manufacturer, and then it just comes here, and then I get it before Christmas. Or you can have it mailed to my house, whatever. These niggas are not like, man, I'm trying to do it online, but they saying, nah, like, you won't get shipments until mid-January. So then mid-January comes around, and then, or early January comes around, and I go to them same people like, look, what's up with these shoes? And they're like, yeah, man, they pushed that shit back to February. Like, all these, I'm like, bruh, these shoes that hot? Like, what are these Jordans? Like, bruh, what are we doing, nigga? Like, what? This ain't no new Jordan release, is it? These are UGG shoes we talking about.
Yeah, you have to read this story.
But them UGG platform slipper, them Tasman, the Taz 2, platform slipper, the sand color. She won them, so it is what it is.
Just
She
want
gonna
to
have
know
to
how
wait
that
till
looks for you and your household.
another month or so to get them.
Right,
But
we'll start down here. Okay, your answer to his question.
That's a really good question. And so for me, I would say just practicing my patience. I am a spiritual life coach, so I do a lot of mindfulness practices. Me and my children, we pray together a lot. We do a lot of yoga, meditation, and stuff like that, prayers. So we spend a lot of
do a lot of prayer, but then you go right into yoga. See, this is why I say the things I say about like not the Christian people, but it's like, you do a lot of praying, so you seem more Christian based, but then you go into something that the Bible preaches not to do. So you go right into something the Bible says not to do. So I just don't see how you can hold both. Not to say that because you can never truly be 100% how the Bible says, but it's actually impossible, because the two perfect people couldn't follow law. So there's no way us as imperfect people are going to follow law to a T. So we are all doing the best we can, but I just find it interesting when people they cope for the things that they want to keep that the Bible says to let go of, or vice versa. Like, they keep doing the things that they don't do, the things that the Bible says do, but they won't do the things that the Bible says not to do. You get what I'm saying? They do the opposite. You know what I mean? You do things the Bible says don't do, then you don't do things the Bible says to do. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
quality time. So for me, it's just practicing my patience, making sure that they know that I love them by not just buying them things, but like, the love languages, I guess, because kids have them too. So yeah, just that mainly.
Okay, cool. I like that answer.
You with that? Okay, let's move on to the next lady. Answer to his question.
Yes, my parenting style is more so I am very open. Again, my daughter is 6 years old, but I believe that we have a good, healthy relationship. I let her, be herself and speak her mind, while also maintaining that mother-daughter balance. make sure she's respectful at all times and things of that nature. But for the most part, I believe that it's more of an open, honest relationship. I can talk to her and she can tell me anything as well.
Awesome. That's great.
Thank you.
The next lady answer this question.
For me, it looks like I think both sides of the spectrum. My daughter is ADHD and she's very hyper. So there's times where, like, of course, in her emotional state, I try to be very communicative with her and make sure I'm listening to her feelings and like hearing her out. But there are times of sternness where I have to be like very stern and like stand on whatever I'm asking her to do, and make sure there's consequences when she's not listening. But I feel like as a parent, like there's always going to be two sides of like your love, and that the discipline part is very important. But
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's not a perfect science. Ain't nobody tell us how to do that shit perfectly. And the people who I agree, you know what I mean? I agree wholeheartedly. You know, parenting is not a perfect thing, you know. Cuz a lot of us didn't have either both parents, or we had parents but they probably weren't the best, but nobody told them how to be fucking parents. Their parents, you know, didn't really know what the hell they were doing either. So I would never, and shout out to you having a daughter who had ADHD, because one of my daughters had it. Bars, what up, boy? Since my nigga Bars here in the building, you know, Pot the Balloon draft is officially open. I don't know if, hey Bars, I don't know if Scotty gonna come through, but it's Scotty's birthday today. He said his birthday was the 21st, so shout out to that boy Scotty, you know what I mean? I streamed yesterday, so he was here. I don't know if he'll pop in later, but, you know, shout out to my boy Scotty, man. Scotty got to be there. I think he said he turned 27 or 28, something like that.
not abuse.
But,
Just disciplining, like, you know, being
good with
stern
you?
with the child and making sure they understand like consequences for every decision, for sure.
Awesome. Okay, cool. That's a great answer.
which one you like? 1 through 5. Remember, left to right, which one you like? Everyone, 1, 2, 3. So the girl in the middle does not have a kid. She doesn't want kids either. This girl popped early, so I don't know. She popped basically on his appearance, so I don't know if she has a kid. They didn't ask. But the girls with the balloons at least have 1. The first girl has 2. This girl has 1, and this girl has 2. Yeah. You want number 2? Hey, there it go. My man want this one right there. Shout out to that boy Bars, man. He ain't wasting no time, you know what I mean?
Ugly motherfucker.
Bars ain't wasting no time, you know what I mean? Shout out to Bars, bruh. I'm stuck, either number 1 or number 5, but when they talk to number 1, like her hair is blocking half her face, so I can't really like get a good look at her face. But I definitely think number 5 is more my speed. But
So now it's time. You have to pop 1 balloon.
and they're doing this in Dallas, Texas.
It gets louder every time. I'm just
Okay, let's go over and see why you popped. Okay, why did you pop?
honestly,
2 is my limit on kids.
you seem really cool, and you know I think
She has 1. This girl has 1, but both of the remaining girls have 2.
we could really get along and everything like that. But I think I see more of as a friend,
Okay.
more than a companion. And there's nothing wrong with that. I would still care for you the same. It's just the love would be different.
Gotcha. Understood. Hi.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, do you ladies have any more questions, or is it okay if he asks you one more? Any more questions? Sure. She has a question for you.
What side of town do you live on?
I stay in Fort Worth at the moment.
Okay. Did you have a question? No. Yes. Let's go and see. What you got?
You like number 2?
So, how is your relationship with your mother?
That's one of my best friends.
Okay.
So I was raised with my grandmother, my mother, my sister. I'm the baby of 4. I have 2 older brothers, siblings. To be honest with you, my oldest brother's birthday's today. He's 46, 10 years older than me. With my mother, we talk a lot, we laugh a lot. Like I said, we're very big on family, so we have a whole group text in which we converse on a daily basis. Where me and my mom are very competitive. It's kind of started off since kids. It's like a church thing. I look good in my church clothes, better than you in your church clothes type of deal. So, but yeah, my mom's basically my number one superhero.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Thank you. So let's move on back and go ahead and
Ask one more?
go ahead. Nope.
I can ask one more?
Yeah.
Can I ask one more?
Okay, make sure.
Would I be your first choice?
What?
If you were to walk into a room, would I be your first choice?
Sorry.
How would they know if you would be their first choice? There's nobody else to base it after. See, here.
Ain't nothing worse than a smart dumb nigga.
Come on, bruh.
Motherfuckers.
Bruh, you had it in the bag. Now you getting ready to ask a stupid question, bruh. What do you mean if she was your first choice? I'm under the belief that no man is any woman's first choice. You know what I mean? They're on a Pod the Balloon show. Their first choice is long gone. You ain't no millionaire. You ain't 6'5". You ain't got muscles and, millions of dollars, Yeah, like he getting ready to mess it up. You know what I mean? Asking, would I be your first choice? Against who? Like, how do I know? You know what I mean? Like,
would I be your first choice?
If I just walked into a room and saw you,
I mean, it's a room full of guys.
yeah, but you don't know anything about the guys. Like, how do you know? What if she says, I need to know something about you? Like, how, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you know? She knows nothing about you. She's just supposed to make you her first choice? That doesn't make sense to me.
He putting you on the spot.
Do I think I don't I feel like that's like a double layered answer, a question. I mean, do I think you're handsome? Yes. Would you be my first choice? You would be a choice. Oh my God.
Boom.
That scared me so bad. Yes, I think I would walk in and think you were handsome. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we do have a pod balloon. So let's go over and see why this.
Yeah, it was a dumb
beautifully
question.
pops.
Like, what do you mean first
How do you
choice?
roll?
Like, there's no other guys to compare him to. This is the first guy on this show. If you walked in the room with just on appearance, I mean, how does she know she's not looking at LeBron? If LeBron James is in the room, you know what I mean? We don't know who who the other people are. You know what I mean? It would be equally dumb question if the girl asked that. If it was a room full of guys and the girl said, would I be your first choice? And it's like, well, how do I know? What other women are in the room? Is the one with the skin I like? Is it the one with the hairdo? Is it the one with the bigger butt? Like the bigger like how do you know what I mean? Like what are you basing it against?
Why did you hold on to your balloon for that one?
Well, because I love your energy. You got really good energy. I love the fact that you love to read. I'm a big nerd myself, so I love to read. I love science.
I think I'm gonna go with the girl who still got her balloon.
I love math, all of that. So that was like a thumbs up for me. But like the last question you asked, I felt like you were gonna base your answer off of that. And like if I walked in the room, I wouldn't. So you wouldn't be my first choice just off of physical attraction.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, ain't even nothing you can say about it. Like, you know what I mean? She's honest, but two, she still doesn't even know. What if it's worse dudes in the room and you're there? You would be her first choice out of other dudes in the room. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at him. Yeah. That's why I said number 2. Yeah. You know, she definitely backsided up. She got the backside, definitely.
You know, so that's it.
So that's why you popped your balloon, because of the physical attraction?
No, just because of the last question.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't basing my final answer or on at the initial answer. It was just basically just a question to see if I would be first choice. And let's be honest with you, just curiosity.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. Is she someone that you would normally?
she's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, so I'm not like a looks person. I really like to get to know people because looks, they change overnight. You know?
So are you
Yeah, number
telling
one,
me you
too.
want your balloon back?
No, that's not what
I'm a little lost.
I'm just saying. That last question threw me off.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like,
Thank you.
I really
Go
couldn't
on.
see her
Looks
face,
faded.
but yeah, she, you know, she definitely, I can
Well,
definitely
you know,
see
you
that
gotta
she
be
got it
something
back
more
there.
there. But that's cool.
All right. Okay.
You gotta be something more there.
Okay. Well, thank you. Go
I
on.
understand your looks fade and whatnot. You know, you gotta be something more there. But that's cool.
All right. Okay. Come on. Let's go on back.
Talk too damn much.
So,
And
first.
she got a wagon too. This one got a wagon too. Look at this one.
Okay.
She got one
So,
too.
first.
She definitely got one too.
Why did you keep it? Keep your balloon.
I really like your personality. You seem like really laid back. I liked your answer about romance a lot. I think that's like lacking in men a lot these days. So I really like that. Yeah.
Okay. And then why did you pop?
I felt like he was spending a lot of time down there. Like he really, he really wanted her to get her balloon back. I mean, so like, you know, I like first choice energy too. So, you know.
I see what you did there.
So honestly, when I walked in this line, you were my first choice. So I was excited that you kept yours. But I mean, I'm a very
Yeah, got a
engaging
skinny
person,
wagon.
and I'm very detailed, and I like to ask questions. But I understand if you felt any type of way. I do apologize for making you feel any type of way.
Cool. So I get it. Nah.
I give credit to where credit's due. I will not deny anything. But
Yeah. You just seemed like a little concerned that she popped. So, you know, that's fine.
I'm concerned that you pop now.
So you're going to keep it on pop? No. No more balloons.
I'm going to keep it pop. Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you talk too damn much, bruh. You talked your way out of it.
that's all the balloons popped, unfortunately. However, I
Yapping.
thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Got
and
caught
I'll
up
take this
yapping.
from you. And
Would you like to paint?
yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, have a great night.
You too. Okay, so let's bring on our next single guy. Hello and welcome.
Ugly
Hi,
motherfucker.
so the ladies want to know your name, age, and where you're from.
I'm Desmond Thibodeau. I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a mechanic and I have a handyman service.
Nice.
Fix about anything, build anything.
Okay. And do you have any children?
I have one little girl. She's 17. She stays with her grandmother in Louisiana.
Okay.
She comes to me on weekends.
Okay. So
That's quite a ways away. Cause this show is in Dallas. Oh, he said he stays in Lake Charles. So I'm pretty sure he's closer to the Texas-Louisiana border. Cause Dallas is in the middle of Texas. And from a map, that definitely seems like a 5 to 6 hour drive. But yeah, talked his way out the box. Yep, definitely. Or I don't know if he would have got it, but he definitely talked his way out.
in your free time, like what are some of your hobbies? Things like to indulge in.
Four-wheeling. I have dogs, Frenchies, bulldogs. Pretty much no free time, always working. So, something new I'm trying.
Okay. So you might want, let's share with the ladies some of your top deal breakers.
Disrespectful woman. Pretty much, I'm down to earth, so it's just disrespect is the number one. Someone with the kids, nice with the kids, because I'm raised from a big family, 13 of us. I'm the baby boy, so
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I'm not real big on real stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, if for whatever reason it may not be your type, go ahead and pop your balloons.
And number 3 definitely gonna pop.
All right. So now we're going to head on over and
I
ask
thought
this
number
lady
2 was
why they
gonna
popped.
pop.
Okay.
but-
So follow me on down here. Okay.
Come this way.
Yes. Yeah. Name, age, and why did you pop your balloon?
My name is Shanae. I'm 34, and just basically physical attraction, just offhand.
Okay. And is she someone you would normally approach?
I'm not I don't approach women, so
You don't.
just chill. I'm not like that.
Okay. No, let's go on back here and see why that lady popped. Name, age, and why did you pop your balloon?
My name is Caitlin. I'm 35. So one of the initial reasons that I popped is he's very handsome. He has a beautiful smile. I just don't I don't feel like we will have a connection. I love that you do manual labor and work with your hands. I think that is very masculine. I also, even though this is just my brain didn't like it, that his daughter doesn't live here with him. And even though I don't have a desire to be a mother, I do think it's important to, for families to be close and all the things. So that was the only reason why
Yeah.
for me.
No comments on that?
No, she goes to school in Louisiana, but she actually moving with me to be a nurse. She gonna go to nursing school when she graduate this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And I would ask if she.
Damn, these boys started young. I mean, he's 32 with a 17-year-old. I mean, damn. I'm 37 with my oldest kid is 12, so shit, you started 17 times 2 is 34. So you started before you were 34. You had her at 15. If my math is correct, 17 times 2 is 34. So if you were 34 and she was 17, that means you had her at 17, but you're 32. So take 2 years off of your 17, that puts you at 15. So you had a kid stupid young. Man.
So when you approach, but you say you don't approach.
I'm not real big on the makeup.
Okay.
I like a natural woman.
I'm a makeup artist by trade, so that's great that we're not a match because I will be beat 6 to 7 times of the week. So
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's move on to.
Damn, but see, Bars, you in your 40s though. See, you got a 22-year-old, but you in your 40s though, right? I forgot how old you said you were. And if that's the case, then yeah, I mean, you started technically young. And I'm not saying ain't nothing wrong with it, I mean, you did what humans do. It ain't like you did nothing that humans, that's what humans do. Humans are gonna have kids, you know what I mean? Yeah, you had her at 22. So, yeah, you 44. So, you did what humans do. Yeah, 43. Okay. Yeah, you did what humans do. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you didn't even have her young, I guess I don't know what you can, when I say young, I mean 18 and younger. Like if you had a kid at 21, 22, 25, you had kids kind of how your life is supposed to progress. You're supposed to have them, young enough to get out the house. But, shout out to you. But yeah, and I got my own theories or thoughts about kids being young because I'm not saying kids are supposed to have kids young because our whole society is supposed to be ran differently. But the reason why kids normally the onset of their womanhood starts at around 12 to 14, it's a reason why God makes it start at that age. It's because I'm not saying this could be weird and I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, but I personally believe that if a young woman has a kid at 13, 14, whatever, right? And she's with the guy, like they live together. Like our society is supposed to be built up different that way, that they have their kids young. By the time they get older, their kids are out the house and they can Like they're able to produce really big families how it's supposed to work back in the Bible days. Because in those days, a lot of people had tons of brothers and sisters. You can't have 13 kids if you start at 30 years old. You know what I mean? You can have 13 kids if you start at 20 or 17 or 16, so that's how, like, we're supposed to have big families, and families are supposed to wrap around the mom and dad and build out their empire. You know what I mean? So, like, for example, he said he's one of 13 kids. Him and his 13 brothers and sisters are supposed to build whatever they're going to build together as a unit. Whether that's they're going to have a farm and they're going to do other business or something like that. They're supposed to do that as a collective unit, with the help of the dad, the patriarch. But we don't live in that day and age no more, so it can't work like that. Because when you think about older leaders and shit like that, Christopher Columbus, if I'm not mistaken, when he sailed across the ocean, the nigga was what? I could have sworn they said he was 17 or 18 when he sailed across the ocean. So kids were young in the sense doing man-related things, So, but it is what it is. But nobody really, that's a conversation that people aren't mature enough to have. And I'm not saying that kids that young are supposed to have kids, but what I'm saying is kids, our society is supposed to be ran differently so that we have bigger families. And that way, him and his 13 brothers and sisters can deal with you and your 13 kids and stuff like that. And y'all can build interconnected families. Not one of them runs off to Cleveland. You got a son that thinks he's going to be a doctor in Seattle. Your daughter's trying to go be, a IG model in Miami. Your other son's trying to go do something in Phoenix. Like, it's not supposed to work like that. But we don't do it like that in this country. But it is what it is.
The next lady.
But shout out to you.
Let us know why you popped your balloon.
Initially just off of physical attraction, not typically my type that I would go for. That's it.
Yeah.
See, your type?
No, not really.
No. And what makes her not your type?
Just not nothing on. Just physical attraction, wouldn't it?
Okay. Thank you.
No.
Name, age, and why you popped your balloon.
I'm Shakira and 40, and more so just because you say you don't really approach women. Like, I have a thing for, like, just really traditional men that are, like, always willing to do, I guess, the traditional thing, because I don't approach men, so I'm kind of more so, like, I like that energy of, like, a masculine energy. Like, if you see something, like, you want it, you go get it, woman-wise. But
that's not how, and again, I could be wrong, but I don't think that's how it's supposed to work anyway. And it's a reason why everybody that does that typically has a lot of kids and they just, baby daddies and baby mamas, because the people just approaching you. You're supposed to be, again, she says she's the traditional person, and I'm not bad mouthing her for being this traditional person, but she already has 2 kids. You're supposed to go from your dad to your husband for a reason, because if you don't, you're going to be left out here and you're going to get one of those 4 horsemen. I call it number 1, debt, number 2, a baby, number 3, trauma, and number 4, lost opportunity, like lost time or lost opportunity to get back those good years. So if dudes are just out here, and I know dudes want to hump something, I get it. I got 14-year-old nephews, and they be saying little shit, I just hearing around, and they trying to figure out, how it's supposed to work. But if you just have guys just going up to you, approaching you all the time, they're really only doing it for one real reason, and that's to smash. But if we lived in a world that it's supposed to live in and not the world we have now, you would have been given away to him so he doesn't have to worry about doing that. Also, if you go from your dad to him, you ain't got to worry about other guys just trying to hump on you and just smash you and leave you alone, or smash you, leave you with the baby and then leave you. You ain't got to worry about other diseases. You ain't got to worry about being in debt, living on your own, getting taken advantage of from these corporations and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about all that. But again, we don't live in that thing, you know. And for me, I I was somebody who approached girls left and right because, like I said, I didn't look like this. I had hair, I had plaits. I used to always keep my hair in plaits, and you know, I used to I had a hairline and shit like that. But I always had this beard since I was like 19, and so I would keep it like trimmed up and I'd look nice. But so it would be easier for me to get girls. And plus, like I said, I'm 6'1", so bars, I know you six. You say you 6'7", so when you're taller, it's kind of easier for girls to kind of want to deal with you. So I got the same thing too. I just luckily didn't have no kids with these girls, but I did hump and play with a lot of girls, and left their ass on red. Back when we had the Sidekick or the Nextel phones, they chirp me in and I don't respond to they chirp with the Nextel phones or the T-Mobile Sidekick. I just leave their ass alone, you know? So I've done that too. And that's only because I was a guy going after girls. But I don't think guys should necessarily approach girls because not that you shouldn't approach girls, but the girls that, from my experience, when the girls want somebody, they go after the guy. So why are you going to go after, if you go after somebody, that means you want something from them more than they want something from you. You know what I mean? Women need to admit they gullible. Yeah, easily. Because if he just goes after you, he's going after you to smash. Now, if he keeps you around after that, we don't know. But how it looks, most guys don't keep you around after that. They're going after, you know, they're like a shark in water. They smell blood in the water. They're not going after you to wife you.
That was it. I think you're attractive. I think I like that you do work with your hands as well. But that was really it. I don't know.
And if I don't have sons, but if I had sons, I would tell them don't go after girls like that. You know what I mean? When she's going to go after the guy she wants, you know what I mean? But I didn't know that. See, my dad necessarily didn't give me the game. I got the game from, like, my uncles and all that. Me and my dad just never had that type of relationship where he taught me about girls and stuff like that because he was a military guy. You know, shout out to him. I love my dad, but we don't even have, like, a real relationship now. You know, I ain't spoke to that nigga in 4 or 5 years. Definitely, like, 4 years. But, I mean, I probably spoken to him less than 10 times over the last 15 years. So, and it's not no real issue. It's just when I call, he don't answer. You know what I mean? So, and we never had a falling out. It's just we don't have that type of relationship. But I love my dad nonetheless, but I didn't get the game from him. I got the game from other people.
Like, I guess, and within a relationship, I would be looking for more like really traditional values within a man too. So I don't know how that really like would translate.
Traditional meaning?
Just like in every aspect. So like if we go, men take out the trash. You know?
Yeah, see, stuff like that ain't got nothing to do with going after girls.
Like just yeah. Just more like men roles for men, women roles for women. But you know, I like that.
Everybody's got their roles, but the one thing that the role she's not gonna take is compliance. People, man.
Very traditional.
You are.
Yeah, my mom and them married 32 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my daddy taught me well.
Oh, you did. I see the handiwork. You got it. Yeah.
All right. So you do have one balloon unpopped. Let's go ahead and ask this beautiful lady a question.
What's your name?
Carla.
Why you kept your balloon?
We can have Carla.
Carla can't wait. Oh.
So let's go. All right. So name and age.
Dang, he about to steal your girl.
Carla, I'm 40.
40.
Mm-hmm.
Why you kept your balloon?
You can ask Carla. Oh, that's your question? You can ask her any question you want.
Got kids?
Yes, I have a daughter. She's 19. She goes to Louisiana, Grambling.
Okay.
And you can throw another one in there if you want.
Yeah, baby daddy drama?
I mean, my child's grown, so no.
Oh, well, we cool. We ain't got no problems with that. And I do like older women too, so.
Okay.
Okay, well, do you want to follow me on up here? Or did you want to ask him a question here? Or come up here. You can ask him a question up here. Okay. And
Man, oh man, the curvature is glaring.
ask him anything.
Do you desire to have more children?
Maybe later. I find the right woman. I just don't want a bunch of kids spread it out with different women.
Okay.
My mom and daddy, all the same kids from one woman.
Okay.
Ask away.
How old is your kids again?
She's 17.
Oh, yeah, she's at the one. Okay. That's all the questions I have.
You sure? And you're free to ask one more question. Do you have anything else you want to ask before?
No, I don't.
So is it a? Uh-oh. I'm about to ask the official question. Go ahead.
So I was wanting to hear what he had to say more, but that the whole thing about the not approaching women, I said I don't approach men, and I do, feel like when you go places and you want somebody to come to you. So
That's the problem. But then you want somebody to come to you, but then when the guys do come to you, you don't want those guys that come to you. So which one is it?
Yeah, I don't.
You can have that go to the line.
Most men approach me.
Yeah. Did you want to comment on that? You sure? Okay. Well, that is all the balloons popped. Still, I thank you so much for joining us today. Yes. Thank you. Take that. All right. Let us bring out our next single guy. Hello. Welcome.
You ugly motherfucker.
All right.
How you doing?
Good. What is your name, age, and where you're from?
I'm Mitch. I'm 45. I'm from Rockford, but I've been in Texas for like 11 years now.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I have a construction company and a security company.
Nice. And do you have any children?
Yes, 2.
What are the ages?
My daughter is 27 and my son is 9.
Okay.
18-year difference? Man. That is a ginormous gap. 45 with a 27-year-old. So that's 3, 10, 5. So you had one at 18, and then your son is 9. So that's... You had one at 18 and then another one at 36? He had his first kid at 18 and then his second kid at 36. You had all of your 20s and half of your 30s with a kid that's damn near grown, And then you just popped out a kid, man. You was free. All you had to do was just not have another kid. You had enough.
So let these ladies know some things like that you like to indulge in your free time. Some of your hobbies.
Well, I've been to the gym a little bit. So, I might need a little gym rat with me. If not, I'll probably convince you to get out there anyway. I do sports, play basketball. A lot of times I work a lot because I got 2 companies, so I'm like literally work things 70 days a week. So, but you make time for what you want to make time for. So,
yes. And what are a few of your deal breakers?
A woman who know how to protect me. And to those who don't get that, that's not physical.
A woman
who don't know how to protect me.
Yeah, who doesn't know how.
Yeah, you don't know how to protect me.
Okay.
And I mean, that's just all for everybody. A disrespectful person, period. Just a bad-spirited person. If just your energy off, I just can't vibe with you.
Okay. All right. So that being said, I'll let the ladies, if for whatever reason Mitchell is not your type, go ahead and pop. Okay. So no pop balloons. I'll let you go ahead and ask the ladies a question.
Okay, so referring to what I already just said, if you knew how to protect me, how would that look?
All right, let's go down here. Okay. Name, age, and answer to his question.
My name is Shanae. I'm 34. And what that looks like for me is just, making sure that you are like well taken care of when it comes to your mental, your spiritual, and your physical. So, and also like your business, like we we don't if we into it, or we don't do the social media thing. We don't put our business tell family members your business, because you just never know how they will react to the person. So
That's big, you know what I mean? Because if you telling your family members like stuff about your dude, and just in my opinion, or your girl, this is vice versa, they gonna tell you to do something you shouldn't do, or they don't know all the damn details because you only telling them the one side, you know. But so that, shout out to her for that answer.
as far as like protecting my partner, just being loyal, trustworthy, just being a good partner overall. Yeah, just being that person you can lean on, talk to about anything. I would say, because a lot of the times men, they don't like to expose themselves to their women, like sexually, their the sexual desires and things like that. They feel like we won't accept them. So that's just overall, being able to.
Yeah, stay in check in front of people. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like you just gotta be careful. Like I get it, because that was one of the things like I told my lady. Like a lot of people won't believe me when I say it, because you're just going off of my physical appearance. Like you look at me, you think, oh, it's just some nerd that don't have any street smarts. But I done rip and ran and done street shit with people. You know what I mean? I ain't shot at nobody. But me and my brother, if nobody ever in this world knows, at least my brother knows. Um, and I have homies all up and down DC that I done been real close with. I done ripped and ran in all them damn DC neighborhoods and shit like that. So I've experienced enough to know like street smarts and shit like that. And the biggest thing is like people be getting people set up. So if a girl is overly friendly or she talks too damn much, like that can get people hurt. If she gets mad and then wants to just go off the Richter or go off the scale. That's another big reason that I feel like people don't mention when they say they don't want to deal with somebody who has kids. Because if it's just me and my woman, it should just be us taking care of what the hell we got going on. But if I'm with somebody else, then I have to worry about when I'm around my kids, is she pulling any BS, or even a guy who may deal with her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to worry about that too. So that's a level of protection too that people don't see or think of. Just having my best interest. Making sure that you don't live a crazy ass life, because that can come down on me. So let's say I'm rich. If I'm rich and I got $5 million in the bank, I don't need a big millionaire home. I mean, I'll definitely make sure a woman has a nice home, and she's gonna have everything time taken care of. She's gonna have that full bath in the master. She may have a really big closet, shit like that, like a really nice kitchen with with the waterfall island and shit like that. I'm gonna make sure all that's in place. But you can't just be out here wilding out by how you want to move, because you're gonna draw that attention to me. If you out here popping your gums and shit like that, you out here in the club or want to go out and about doing crazy shit, that's gonna look bad on me, and that's gonna bring attention to me. And I can't have that. Soon as a man make $1 million, the woman wants a damn McLaren. And it's like, you don't even know how to drive a damn car. So what the hell you need a McLaren for? But if I put you in the McLaren and then people figure out that you with me, now they know I got enough money to have a McLaren. You know what I mean? So my thing is crying, I'm done.
Trust your partner
Yeah.
with your the things that you
Yeah,
don't
crying,
trust
that's a
other
big
people
thing too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds good.
But for me, I just shut down. Like, I'm only gonna like attempt to get my point across once or twice, and then no contact. And I know it ain't the best, and I know it's probably toxic, but That's the only thing I know, cause it ain't like I have to change just because you don't want something that I want. So like I said, if I want to go right, and I know that going right is what's best for me, but you want me to go left, and I tell you no, I can't do that. If I can't convince you that we need to go right, and you just gonna stay there or do nothing, well, I'm gonna go right, and I'm gonna just leave your ass there. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just literally ignore you. And I know it's probably toxic, but that's just my thing. I'm not gonna. I feel like arguing with people is dumb too, cause you never get nothing out of it, especially if you're gonna argue with your woman. And like I said, I'm married, and that's something I have to deal with, um, all the time. But like, just making sure that I don't like. I'm not about to argue. Go, I don't know. Go fucking twiddle your thumbs. Go talk to your friend on the phone. Go watch Grey's Anatomy or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna do what the fuck you want me to do. You know what I mean?
Let's move on to the next lady. Step this way. Name, age, and answer to his question.
Carla, 40. And you can answer it now.
Yes.
I will protect your peace, protect your heart, your energy. You should already know. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's my answer.
Okay. Let's move on to the next lady. All right. Name and age.
I'm Caitlin. I'm 30.
All right. Well, she put her bid out. She said you should already know. Well, I mean, hey, that's flirting basically. Sad thing is, their mindset is dumb. Yeah, But I mean, you can't control people. That's why I say always do what's in your best interest. All these people want to go protest and have all these things going on in these streets and shit like that. And I'm like, if you got time to protest, you got time to do something else that's more beneficial than protest. You know what I mean? You can do something definitely more beneficial than protest. I had a friend who was like that, who wanted to like go down to these rallies and shit like that when they were in Louisville. And I'm like, bro, why are you going down and shit like that? Just when the one in Louisville where the woman, the EMT lady got shot and he wanted to go down to the protest. Bro, I'm not about to go down there, nigga, and get snuffed out by the police or get shot by the police. Hell no, bro. Let them people do that shit. I'm not going down there.
35.
Right. And answer to his question.
The way I would protect you is by covering you in prayer. So I am a praying person, a very praying woman. It's the highest form of protection you can get. So definitely doing that, as well as I feel like loyalty is big as well. So that if you're a loyal person, that affects a person's mental, spiritual, personal development. So just being honest and real is how I would do that.
Thank you. Move on to the next lady. Come step this way. Name, age, and answer to his question.
Yes, my name's Ebony. I'm 30 years old. The way that I would protect you is not either, but mentally, physically, emotionally, making sure that you're always in good spirits. Since you do have two businesses, make sure that you are able to, and wanting to make sure that those two things are good for you.
He said so nothing. I mean, pretty much, but I mean, how do you get it? What is she supposed to say? Of course, like if you ask in my opinion, if you ask any girl like a non-specific question, they're gonna give you a non-specific answer. You know what I mean? The only way you get like, if I ask you what 1 + 1 is, it has a direct answer. The answer is 2. But if I ask you like, how are you gonna help me when I feel down, or how are you gonna treat me? Like, you're gonna give me these things that you really can't prove. What is covering me emotionally? Like, what the hell is that? Can you produce it on the table? Can you pull it? Like, can you physically show? Like, it's just those
will be emotional
container words that people always talk about.
Okay, thank you. Let's move back here. Okay, name, age, and answer to his question.
I'm Shakira, and 40. For me, I think protection for a man, first of all, I guess I would have to communicate with you and ask you what that looks like, because what it looks like to me may not be what you need. So more so communicating on the front end, ask what does that look like. Naturally, I think as women, we have like healing powers for men, like just providing like a home that's peaceful when you walk in, always being a listening ear, opposed to maybe like giving advice, because sometimes I think people need to vent and like have someone just like receive it. And I think that's like huge. Everyone doesn't know how to listen without responding. So being a listening ear, I'm huge on like cuddles and touching. So I think like for me, I know I'm
Okay, you know what I mean? So now she's saying something, you know? I like this one, you know?
I'm finna go deep inside.
Yeah.
Just leave them nuts hanging out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody mention that. You know what I mean? That's now, you know, now I'm sure he's listening, you know what I mean?
within my relationship when I have a long, hard day. Like physical touch is huge for me. And I really believe in like people being physically connected. Like there's some healing within that just in general. So just all those things, just physically being there and providing like a safe space daily.
Okay.
Nice answers. Nice answers.
So
That's just one.
before I let you pop some balloons, I'll let you ask one more question.
All right, now this might be a deal breaker, but I'm gonna ask it. How do you guys feel about poly relationships?
Jesus.
I'm not even mad because
I figured.
now I'm not mad. It's just you can't ask a question like that with the whole world knowing. You know what I mean? People do stuff behind closed doors that they would never do. You know what I mean? Like we have all these gangster rappers and shit like that, but then once we realize that Diddy done humped them to get a record deal, like we don't know that side of them, but behind closed doors they did that to make money. So people will do things differently when they're not in the public view, and that's fine. So you can't just come on the show and ask about a poly relationship. All these girls are going to want to get chose. They trying to have their own individual guy. Yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah. The one at the end, the number one, number two, and number 5, they all fire. But yeah, I mean, he could have asked this off camera, or he could have just went on a date and then say, "Hey, you know, I'm kind of into this," but at least he's open and honest about it. You know what I mean? But I don't want to hear any of these people say, "Oh, well, it goes against my moral standard, my religion, this, that, and the fourth," because 3 of y'all, hold on, 1, 2, 4 of y'all have kids. So the only person who could say anything God related is this one, because she don't have a kid. Everybody else technically can't use the God card, but we gonna see, because I know somebody's gonna end up saying it. But at least he's honest about it, because he ain't got to lie. But you know what I mean? I'm gonna do a stream. I don't know if I'll do one tomorrow about it, because I got a lot of opinions about like these poly relationships. But in my opinion, I'll just say this. Fast date question. Yeah, you know. Yeah, first date question. Yeah. In my opinion, poly relationships are probably going to be the only thing that we have as people, because there's never going to be a sense of changing the rules or laws so that men have rights when it comes to like how they deal with women. So if there's going to be no rules or laws changed, then the only thing a man can do is just not engage. But if we don't engage, then more and more issues in the world are going to happen, because there's going to be less and less babies being born, because women aren't going to be with men getting married and this, that, and the fourth. But we can't fix none of that because people won't be honest. So shout out to him for at least being honest. But yeah, I mean, poly's probably going to be the only way. Like, Yeah, number one bad too. Yeah, number one fire. Poly's going to be the only way, in my opinion. That's just in my opinion. One man isn't like one woman ain't going to do it for a man, especially like if the woman ain't humping or putting out, then it's like now you just with somebody, you not fucking them, and I can't go get somebody else. You know what I mean? That's causing guys not to deal with women, in my opinion. So what's going to happen? Well, he's going to have to hump somebody. So he's just going to either pay for it or what? But I definitely think that's coming. I say in the next 20 years, especially if it keeps going like it is now, we're already below replacement levels. And we've been that way since they say the 70s. So more people are dying than being born. That's why they brought illegals into the country. But who knows?
We got them. Okay, so
Rapid
let's
fire.
move on down here. Okay.
Just shout out to him for being honest about it, because you could have definitely went on the first date.
So,
He's mugging. Might attack me.
although I may know the answer already, I'm gonna have to ask, why did you pop your balloon?
So I just don't indulge in stuff like that. Threesomes and all of that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Any comment on that? No?
Poly is not about threesomes, but I get it.
None of that. No other woman.
Nah, see that don't work. That's not working. People ain't doing that no more. It's either full control from the guy or there's going to be other women. It's just not enough. There's too many women without a man. There has to be more than one. There has to be more than one. At this point, just from what I think, there has to be more than one woman. You know what I mean? Because it ain't like women are getting rich. Nobody's really getting rich. Everybody's getting broke. So there's going to have to be more than one.
Not even a nanny or a maid. You're not doing that.
No nannies either?
Mm-mm.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Okay.
sound like,
Thank you.
Your balloon back?
All right.
Oh,
Let's move on to thank you. Why do you pop your
Polly.
balloon?
You know what that is? No. I know it's where you can love multiple people. I'm not really into that. I like my man to be my man, and that's it. I don't want to have to share my.
But there's not enough guys. There's just not enough. Even like they say, like even if every woman had one guy, there's still millions of women left over. Millions, and it's always going to be that way because there's always going to be more women than men in the world because of birth. We can't control if there are boys or girls being born. Like, I didn't decide to have 3 daughters. My wife did. Well, I didn't decide it. That's just how the cards happened. You know what I mean? Even if one boy and one girl get born at the same time, there's always going to be more and more women because if the mom isn't taken, then there's the mom and then her daughter when she's of age to date and be with somebody. Now there's 2 people. Like some of these girls just mentioned that one girl said she had a daughter who's 20. This girl says she has a 19-year-old daughter. Both of them are single. See what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't have her own man. So how are we differentiating any of this stuff? He said buy a dog. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just wish, like I said, I give my opinion, but I'm not necessarily a poly guy. I wouldn't want to have like more than one woman because dealing with one woman is already annoying and stressful enough. Like, I don't see how like you're going to deal with 2 women, and plus like knowing what I know about being married and just being with a woman, like you're going to have to pay in certain ways to have that. And if you got the money, cool, but nigga, I don't make the money to have 2 broads. Now I gotta have a side chick. If I'm, humping her once a week or whatever like that, giving her $100, but I can't have 2 women. But if you got it like that, bruh, ball out. If you got it like that, but shit, I ain't got it like that.
Man, I don't have to.
You say you ain't got to, but you don't have nobody now. Like, how do you not have to? You don't have nobody now. You just said you don't have to, but you don't have nobody. So how do you not have to?
Okay. You good?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So let's move on back here. Come back this way from the other side. All right. So let Mitchell know why you popped your balloon.
I popped my balloon because I believe, now, I will say this, culturally, it does work for some people, right? We live in America. Everybody has the means to support themselves financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
That's not even true. You're lying right off the rip. Not everybody can do that. Because if that was the case, there would be no government assistance for people. Not everybody can afford to do that. There are literally homeless people out here. People are getting homeless by the day because bills and shit keep going up and up and up. So that's not even true. You're starting off wrong. But out of the people who can afford to pay for themselves, okay, maybe I'm tracking you, but
Africa, they do it there to put resources together. However, I am not a woman who wants to share. I do believe that men and women are supposed to pair together. And if it is two that is supposed to be binded, 1 and 1 is 2. I don't believe in 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And it's a lot. It takes a lot of energy to be with one person and share them on Wednesdays and Tuesdays, when I get you on Mondays and whatever. I want you when I want you. I'm gonna be honest, I'm selfish. I want you when I want you. I just don't believe in sharing. And I believe if you're intentional about being with the person and building a life with them, it doesn't take multiple people to do that. You can.
well, that's what you think. See, it's funny how people can say that. She said it's supposed to be 1 and 1 to come together, but you put the state involved in it. If you go get a marriage contract. So you think if you're intentional, so if he's intentional, he's just going to be with one woman. Okay, but then why does he have to get married with the state then? If he's intentional, why can't he just be with you and marry you without the state? You see the issue, the BS? It's both ways. Like people, that's why I say like it's just lies and shit like that. People can't have it both ways. And I had a homeboy who wanted it both ways. You know what I mean? Like I had a homeboy who clowned me because I went and got a vasectomy. But I'm like, bruh, I'm married and I have 3 daughters. I just want to hump my lady. I don't want to keep knocking her up. And he's saying God didn't make me to be that way. You're not supposed to be made that way. Sure. But if we're going to keep God in it, God ain't asked you to have 2 kids by 2 different women. You see what I'm saying? So you judging me on getting a vasectomy, saying God don't want that, but then I can't say God didn't want you to have 2 baby mamas. Like which one are we doing? You can't just hamper me and then I come back with something else that you're missing and you don't want to accept it, or you got an excuse for it.
Find all that you need in one person.
Well, it don't work like that.
But that's just my belief system.
Okay. Thank you. So with that being said, the 5, 6, 7, 8, like how many, what's your limit?
Well, it's not necessarily a limit. You know what I'm saying? Them Islams, they believe in 7. Me, I don't need 7.
Let's go ahead and go to.
I'm just saying, if we going off the Bible, I can use 1 to 2 concubines.
All right, let's go to the next lady.
Yeah, one or two broads, exactly. But don't nobody want to go off the Bible because everybody else they want to wear makeup. That's in the Bible that women are not to do that. They want to celebrate Christmas. That's in the Bible for people not to do that. So everybody want to do something that the Bible say don't do, up until it's something you really want, like, oh, you want him to just be with you. Then all of a sudden you want to take the Bible serious. And guys are the same way, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that this is both men and women. I'm not ever just saying it's on women, but guys are the same way too. Because niggas celebrate Christmas left and right. But then at the same time, you want to say a woman is supposed to obey you and this, that, and the fourth.
Bible says it. What do you better mean?
All right. Why did?
Can I say something?
Sure.
And here we go here we go.
Ain't nothing worse than a smart dumb nigga.
Now here we go. She getting right correct.
Okay, since we talking about the Bible, right? Okay.
Exactly. And not only is that in the Bible, but God blessed those men who had it. And if I'm not mistaken, Abraham was directed from God to find another woman because his woman, what was her name? Sarah, she couldn't give birth. I could be having it wrong, but he was directed from God to find another woman to give you a kid. So, which one is it? But here we go. Here come her answer.
We're gonna take it all the way back to the beginning in Genesis, right? So the Lord.
I hate smart dumb people about the Bible because she's getting ready to say something that's factually wrong, and I can smell it.
Lord was, he's so majestic. He created all these beautiful things, and then he was like, you know what? I got all this nice stuff. I'm gonna create a man. He created a man. His name was Adam. He was cool, living life, eating berries and grapes and stuff. And guess what?
Yeah, he was obeying God. He was perfect in everything he did. So let's just, since she wants to iterate the story, I'ma iterate the story too. God created man. And man was perfect in all his ways. He named the animals. He called a bird a bird. He called a snake a snake. He called a bear a bear. He named every animal, if my knowledge serves me correctly. But let's keep going. Watch this.
Even though he had everything he needed, he still was alone. And guess what? He said, God, I'm alone. And God said, it's not good for man to be alone.
Okay, so he made a woman. Okay, cool.
So guess what he did? He made one of the greatest creations in the world. And he made a woman. Her name was Eve. He didn't make 10. He didn't make 9. He didn't make 20. He knew that he was solid with Eve. And that's what he gave him. And that's
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
That's all he needed.
But when did, okay, here go the kicker. And when, this one I'm gonna ask her, when did Adam and Eve get married? Since we talking about Adam and Eve, when did they get married? That's right, they didn't get married. There wasn't no such thing as marriage. So when everything was perfect, he told them two knucklehead ass people to reproduce. And they did that. Unmarried.
So y'all good.
Just do me a favor. Google Lilith for me. Just Google Lilith.
All right, let's ask this beautiful woman.
Ain't no reason to tell her to Google certain. And you saying Lilith? You talking about Lilith? I don't know. I don't think there's a Lilith, but telling a man about Adam and Eve don't make no sense. Because and here's the big kicker. You know what I mean? Here's the big kicker. Since everybody want to say like, oh, a woman's supposed to listen to a man, let's bring it back to Adam and Eve. You know what I mean? Since you want to bring it back to Adam and Eve, I'll bring it back to Adam and Eve too.
Ain't nothing worse than a smart dumb nigga.
So God told Adam what to do and not to do. He told Adam, don't eat from that tree of fruit knowledge and all that. He didn't tell Eve. Sure, he didn't tell Eve, right? Exactly. God told Adam. Adam knew not to eat it. So he did everything God asked him to do and he didn't eat the tree. Then he realized Adam needed help. Adam was lonely. He needed somebody else. So he made Eve out of Adam, whatever. So Adam, well, I don't know. I think it's chapter 3, verse 26. I could be wrong. But Eve took... Fuck all that. I hate smart, dumb people. So shit, I'm going to get on my smart, dumb shit. Genesis chapter 3 v26. Where's that? Now the serpent was made crafty than any of the wild animals God said, "Let us make man in our image." Fuck. Now the serpent was. What I'm trying to get at is this. I can't even find the Bible verse, but what I'm trying to get at is this. So God made Adam. God needed seen Adam, was lonely, and he made Eve. But he only told Adam not to eat from that tree of fruit of knowledge. So there's a verse saying that I'm gonna find it. Fuck all that. Cause watch this. This gonna blow your mind. Cause this is gonna prove how women don't listen. My old verse. Chapters. Okay, Genesis chapter 3, verse 6. The Bible where Eve shows that she was not to eat. What the woman saw that the tree was. I hate the way this is worded. When the woman saw that the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and then it was desirable for obtaining wisdom, she took the fruit and ate it. So she ate it first. She also gave some to her husband. So again, since we want to talk about how a woman is not supposed to, and this is the reason why I don't really like these conversations when pastors get on it, because they don't preach this. She ate it first. So she sinned first, right? But I'm trying to find the verse where there's a verse where she says to the Eve tells Satan she can't eat. In temptation of Eve. There's a Bible verse. Why did you know? I'm trying to. Okay, so fuck all that. I'm done with it. I'm trying to find a Bible verse where Eve. There's a Bible verse where Eve says to the snake, she cannot eat from the garden of knowledge, good and knowledge, right? The tree of fruit and knowledge. So there's a verse saying that Eve knows that she's not supposed to eat it. So let's backtrack the story. God made Adam. He made him perfect. He told Adam what to do, not to do. Adam did exactly that. He was on his game. Made Eve. Then Eve gets tempted by the serpent, and then she says she cannot eat the fruit, which means she knows she's not supposed to do it. Now, it's only written that God told Adam. So either God told Eve secondarily, where there's no verse saying that, or Adam told Eve what the rule was and she broke it. So this is why I'm saying when people have these conversations, like when they talk about this Adam and Eve story, they're not speaking about it correctly. She knew she wasn't supposed to do what she did, and she did it anyway. So even when things were perfect, Eve still didn't fucking listen. Because she did what she wanted to do. And that's why I say all that to say this. These RP conversations and shit like that, they're not going to be fixed because people don't want to accurately talk about this shit. So by that metric, even when a man is perfect, the situation is perfect, everything you ever want is perfect, you're one with God, everything you think of it happens. Even when it's perfect, she still don't fucking listen. So I don't understand why people just won't lay off the fact that, or people won't realize that women are just gonna do what they want to do anyway. They're gonna rationalize what they want to rationalize any fucking way.
Why? So why did you pop your balloon?
Again, the polygamy, that's just not my thing. I feel like that basically tells me that you're not trying to be monogamous, and I want a monogamous man.
Exactly. That's what you want. That ain't what you finna get. And I'm not saying you shouldn't get it, but it is what it is. But again, we don't do it that way any damn way. You know what I mean? We can't marry people because you got to get married to the state. If the state has no involvement, then women will realize they actually have to do right, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's like doing something you don't want to do because you have a gun in your head. You know what I mean? That don't mean you want to do the right thing. You're doing it because you're under distress. But nobody wants to do it the right way. You want to do the right thing, but you don't want to do it the right way. And that's the problem with all this talk on the internet.
And I'm a little territorial, so that would not ever work for me.
But they don't, like, people don't realize the longer that this shit goes on, and this is more specifically like black community as a whole, the more and more we don't realize that this shit is going to keep happening. It's only going to get worse for people. So there will come a day and age where all this goofiness is going to go away. But I dread that day happening because that's the day that the world explodes. And there's going to be 2 million people living in the world. And they're going to have sticks and stones. And then one man is going to have more than one woman. But by that time, everybody else done died. That's just my wild theory about it. But
no violence.
No, not violent. But I don't fight, but that's all.
Okay.
at least he's honest about it. But it is what it is.
Thank you. No comment on that? You go. Okay. Okay. And why did you pop your balloon?
I just want a person that just wants me. That's it. No judgment. But for me, I'm very much so, I want my man to choose me daily. Just me, only me. And I feel like within the right circumstances, I can be all the things that my man needs. So, yeah, I just want one. I just need one. Oh.
That sounds good and fine and dandy now. But let me tell you, as somebody who is married, it's not going to happen like that long term. And that's why I champion Shoutout to CGA. I champion his name and his brand so much, not because it's just because he's level-headed and he actually is speaking what is going to happen, not what should happen, not what he wants to happen, because I don't want none of this to happen anyway. I want everybody to get what they want to get in the world, but I know that that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? To me, it shouldn't be this way. But this is the day and age that I live in. So, it is what it is. But, like I said, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right. So, well, that is all the balloons popped.
Yeah. Well,
thank you so much for being here. Unfortunately, you did not find a match today. Yeah. But it's all right. You live in that day. Let's go. All right. Thank you.
And that's the end of the episode. Yeah, man. This is crazy, but again, nobody's gonna see it the correct way until there's no other option but to do it the correct way. You know what I mean? And that's that old, I think it's Woodrow Wilson. He has a famous quote that I love so much, is people will do what's in their best. People will do the right thing or what's in their best interest only after they exhausted every possible opportunity. So that's so true. People will live exactly how the Bible says to live only when your fucking life depends on it. Only when you make one false move, you're dead. But until then, you're going to do any and everything else outside of living that way. You're going to try to take advantage of people. You're going to try to not do, you're going to be selective about what you do and don't do. You know what I mean? You're going to do all this extra stuff that you shouldn't do. You're going to do all the things you want to do that you shouldn't do because that's what you like, because you know at the end of the day, you're not faced with death. You know what I mean? It's another quote. I don't know who it's attributed to. I got into these quotes, but it's another quote that you will see how truly remarkable human beings are when they're faced with survival, when their literally life depends on it. You know what I mean? When their life depends on it, they will be truly remarkable. You'll see things you will see humans do things you didn't know humans can do when their life depends on it. No different than those stories that they'll say stories like, it'll be like a man, he'll get in a car accident and the car flip over, but his daughter's in there and he'll single-handedly like fucking lift the car and turn it over by himself. A 2,000-pound car, he can muster up about 1,000 pounds of muscle to flip a car over. Why? Because there's a human life in there. But any other time, there's no human life in there. If I just told him to lift 1,000 pounds, he couldn't fucking do it. But when something serious, life depend on it happening, then he can do it. It's remarkable, bruh. It is truly remarkable. And I find it hilarious as hell. You know what I mean? But again, that's how people want to play it. So it was in the Batman movie. That Batman movie, when he got thrown in the gulag, he was in that prison that was in that cave, and his freedom was up there. But he had to make that leap from that one thing to the next thing. That he had to jump for his freedom. He jumped over and over and over again and couldn't get it. Why? Because he had that damn rope on his back. And then that old man said, if you want to get out of here, jump without that damn rope. And what did he do when he jumped without that rope? Then he made it. That's how humans are. It's funny as shit, but it's crazy to think, but that's how humans are. We're only going to do the correct thing, the right thing, when our life depends on it. But any other time, we're just faced with being uncomfortable or homeless or whatever else, we won't do it. You know what I mean? It's funny. But anyway, shout out to Bars for coming through, kicking it with me. And once again, shout out to my boy Scotty. He had a B-Day today, you know what I mean?
Ugly motherfucker.
But yeah, man, that's going to be it for this Pod the Balloon and Find Love. I'll catch y'all boys back here tomorrow night. I have another one. What time is it? I had another one I was going to do, but I don't know. We'll do that one for tomorrow. Because it's a shorter episode. It's like 40 minutes. And then I'm going to go do another one. But yeah, man. But yeah, that's how people are, man. Shout out to you, Bars, for coming through. Man. And I'll catch y'all boys back here in the next one, man. I'm finna hop off this and try to get some rest. Hold on, what it say? All right. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe too, man.
You ugly motherfucker.